Hi guys, so it seems that Boris Johnson is determined to undermine his own attempts to deal with the pandemic. So Sunday saw one of the fastest U-turns in Tory history. Both the Prime Minister and Chancellor Rishi Sunak were informed that they would have to self-isolate. But shortly after, there were reports in the media that both men would not have to, due to the fact that they were taking part in some pilot scheme. This meant that while the general public would be forced to follow the typical rules surrounding coming into contact with someone who may have been infected, senior members of the government were exempt. Well, following a massive backlash online, it seems one of the fastest ever U-turns was invoked, and now both Boris Johnson and his Chancellor will finally self-isolate. This isn't just a joke, it's damaging on a level much greater than when Dominic Cummings broke the rules last year. It completely undermines public trust. It makes no difference that there was a U-turn, the damage has already been done. This should be seized on by the Labour Party. The Shadow Health Secretary had this to say.
That is the right decision, but gosh, hasn't it been absolute chaos? I mean, there would have been parents this morning who've had to cope with their children isolating, or employers who've had to struggle because of our staff isolating, absolutely outraged at Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak trying to exempt themselves from the rule. It really was one rule for them and another for the rest of us, and they've only U-turned because they've been caught out by this. There's lots of questions as to what this trial is, how you access it, and I hope a minister can come to the House of Commons tomorrow and explain who is eligible for this trial, who has access to this trial, and how this trial works.
Ashworth is right here. Recently there were hundreds of thousands of people who were pinged by the NHS app and told to self-isolate. They'll be wondering to themselves, why should I if Boris Johnson never intended to do so? Also, considering the lack of work the Prime Minister is actually doing at the moment, can't he do that lack of activity from home? Finally, pair this with the ridiculous Freedom Day happening tomorrow. I imagine Boris Johnson had originally hoped to be out celebrating it and use this new scheme as an attempt to avoid embarrassment of self-isolation. This demonstrates once again that the Tories will try something, see how the public react. If the backlash isn't too great, just ignore it and keep going. Fortunately, this time the backlash was swift and severe, meaning a U-turn. But this is not the way to act, and as I've said before, it completely undermines public trust and attempts to deal with the pandemic. You need the population on board. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?